Thank you, Raffaele, for the kind introduction. I will talk about some design approaches that would stand under pure torsion, and these designs are bio-inspired. So let's talk first about bio-inspired design. We think that it could be smart to take inspiration from nature, because there could be some smart solution, especially when you are looking for high mechanical resistance compared to the weight of the part. For example, we can find lattice structures that are porous kind of structures. Among them, TPMS, so triply periodical minimal surfaces, has emerged due to their smooth surfaces, the absence of sharp junctions. So it's possible to reduce the stress concentration once a load is applied. And among TPMS, gyroid structures are one of the most interesting ones, since they have this self-supporting nature that makes them feasible to be 3D printed. And despite there is a quite huge literature about compression, tension, and looking the fatigue field, the mode 1, there is not a huge literature about pure torsion and mode 3. And talking about pure torsion, I would like to introduce you the Bulligan structure that is interesting under torsion. It's basically a layered structure in which each layer is rotated with respect to the previous one of an angle. And what we thought is, why don't combine these two kinds of structures, so gyroids and Bulligan, in order to investigate the torsional performance and make new design. So this is the workflow of this presentation. I will first talk about the design. Then I will talk about the design of experiments that we performed on PA12 specimen. And then at the end, we will go for the results and the conclusion. Okay, let's talk about the design. Here I'm showing the gyroid-based specimen. It has a cylindrical shape with a radial patterning. We imposed two different gradients of wall thickness. The first one can be seen in the A section, in which the wall thickness is varied from the center of the cylinder toward the outer surface of the cylinder in order to maintain a constant relative density. And the second one can be seen in the section in the right part of the slide. We changed the wall thickness from the gauge length toward the head grips, so from 0.4 relative density of 0.4 toward a relative density of 0.6 in order to avoid the fracture in the interface of lattice and head grip. So then we applied what we can call the Bulligan effect. So we rotated each layer with respect to the previous one of an angle beta, where beta is a function of z, and z is a versor parallel to the height of the specimen. But since beta is a function, we again took inspiration from nature. So we have seen that some mantis shrimps, their club are made by Bulligan structures, and we have seen that pitch angle varies according a function that can be approximated to a second-degree polynomial. So what we did is to impose beta as a parabol, a second-degree polynomial. In the right part of the slide, I am plotting z in function of beta, so you can see how we designed beta. So the first parameter to define a parabol was the position of the vertex in the specimen, and we opted for three solutions. The first one, which is the blue one, you can see it here and here, in which the vertex is in the half of the specimen. and then the red condition, which is the one in which the vertex of the specimen is on a side, upper and bottom side of the specimen. And then we consider the easiest solution, easiest condition, which is the one in which we degenerate a parabole. So the linear condition, which means that there is a constant variation of beta. So once we define the position of the vertex of this parabole of the function beta, what we defined is alpha. Alpha, as you can see in the left part of the slide, is the angle between the base plate and the angle that each cell rotating forms on the outer surface of the cylinder. So it's possible to vary this angle alpha, of course, for all the three vertex configurations. So once we defined the vertex position and alpha, we defined the design of experiment. We performed two different design of the experiment. One for the linear specimens. So we defined two vertex position. In this case, for linear specimen, vertex position can be seen as the slope of the line, and three levels of alpha, 10, 20, and 30 degrees, and 3 replicate per each specimen. And then after performing this test for propulsion, we extracted the most important parameters. So yield strength, the ultimate tensile strength, and so on. This is the design of experiment for the parabolic design. We decided 3 vertex position, as I told you before. So the one with the center of the parabole in the half of the specimen, and the condition in which the vertex of the parabole is in the upper and in the bottom part of the specimen. And again, alpha varies from 10 to 30 degrees in 3 levels. We performed 3 replicates, and then again, we extracted the most important parameters. Okay, let's talk about first the results for the linear designs. Here I'm showing the results for G and yield strength, and we can see that both the angle and the interaction of the angle and the slope of the line have this statistical significant correlation. And we've seen that the best condition in order to maximize G and yield strength is the specimen L10, where 10 stays for alpha equal to 10. And a similar statement can be done for ultimate tensile strength and fracture stress. We can see that there is, again, this statistical significant correlation because of angle and interaction of vertex and angle. And again, the best condition is the specimen L10. So now let's talk about parabolic design. Here I will show you only yield stress and yield strain, which were the only one that have statistical significant parameters. For yield stress, we can see that there is this statistically significant non-linear relationship between vertex position and yield strength. So it could be interesting to have more information about the condition in which the vertex is in the middle of the specimen, so the symmetrical condition. And we can say the same statement for the yield strain, where again, there is this non-linear relationship between yield strain and the vertex position. So let's go toward the conclusion. What we can say is that for the linear design, there is this statistical significant effect of both the angle, interaction of angle and the slope of the line on G, ultimate tensile strength, yield stress, and fracture stress, while for parabolic design, there is a statistical significant non-linear relationship between the yield strain, yield stress, and the vertex position. We would like to in future, since it is only a preliminary work, to analyze this effect also for metallic materials, and to analyze the effect of this design in the fatigue field, so under mode 3. So thank you all for the listening to me, and if you have any question, I'm here.